part, I wanna be a part of somebody finding love, somebody finding love unfailing. I wanna be a part, I wanna be a part of somebody finding life, somebody finding life everlasting. I wanna play a part, I wanna play a part of somebody finding hope, somebody finding hope in God of heaven. It's my desire, Lord, you use me.
Hey, Dakota.
Somebody else's destiny. I wanna be a part, I wanna be a part of somebody else's story, somebody else's story of redemption. I wanna be the one.
What's up, Brandon? Hi, Amber. Hi, baby. I'm doing good. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Pam. Hey, Davina. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Holly. Hey, Denise. Hey, Sandy.
Somebody finding comfort. Somebody finding comfort.
Hey, Lisa. Sarah and Todd. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Susan. I'm doing good, Brandon. Hey, Kelly. How's Florida, Kelly? Hey, Bonnie. What's up, Denny? Oh, God. You got that right, Ricky. Hey, Kelly. Alright, guys, somebody give me thumbs up that you can hear me real good and see me real good. Sean, you want to give me an okay? Alright. Alright, well, I know it's been a long time. It's been a while since I've been on here. I've had some health problems and stuff that I'm dealing with. Reason I'm calling tonight and went live tonight is I want everybody to know that I ain't happy with Fayette County right now. And the reason I'm not happy with Fayette County is because I just contacted earlier tonight, some of my witnesses that I had turned over to the Fayette County Sheriff's Office and gave them the names and the phone numbers and names of these witnesses that everybody knows about that was there the night of my daughter's death. And I just got off the phone with a couple of them, and another one sent me a message. He tried to call me and everything, and no detectives yet. 30 days, not a single detective yet has made a contact to any of these witnesses. None. And I'm pretty upset with that because, first of all, it's pretty bad that you had to contact me to get the phone numbers and the names and everything of these witnesses so that you could go ahead and contact him. But now it's been 30 days, and you ain't contacted the first witness yet. But then Vernon Stanford comes and sits in my front room and tells me this long dragging story about how my daughter's a #1 priority, this murder case is a #1 priority, what they're going to do, what they're about to do. And still today, 30 days, man, and you ain't made the first phone call. And that's Ryan McFarland. And I'm going to call Ryan McFarland out on this because I'm pissed. I could care less. You can come to my door right now. You can bang on my door, whatever you want to do. I'm calling you out on it. I'm sick and tired of Vernon Stanford, Jesse Weed, Ryan McFarland being cowards, because that's what they are. They're cowards. They are cowards because they don't have the balls to confront me and to talk to me knowing it was my child and my little baby girl and my Mackenzie Taylor Branham that was murdered in Fayette County. And they want to come here and sit in my front room and blow smoke up my ass to try to calm me down and keep the public from knowing what's really going on. Well, here it is. You know what, Vernon? I respected you in my last live feed, and I told everybody that you came to my house and that I wouldn't tell nothing. I wouldn't say a word of what I did. Am I right or wrong, community? Did I or did I not say? I spoke to Vernon, but I will not discuss what me and him talked about. That's what I said. I held up my part. But now the community needs to know exactly what you sat in my front room and discussed with me. #1, he told me that he made a mistake by putting Detective Brown on Mackenzie's case. Didn't explain why, but he made a mistake by putting Detective Brown on Mackenzie Taylor's case. And the only thing I can think of is one reason he would say that that was a mistake is because he believes that Detective Brown did not have the qualifications or the background to handle this arson and homicide case, which we all know I've already proved that he didn't have that. He didn't have the qualifications because he didn't talk to any witnesses the night of the fire. He didn't collect any phone numbers or names of anybody. He didn't go up in her bedroom and seal off her room and start doing collecting evidence in my daughter's bedroom. So right there, man, tells me why he made the mistake. Vernon P. Stanford made a mistake. #2, and everybody's going to get blown out of the water on this. Remember what Vernon P. Stanford said in the newspaper. His exact words was, he said, I never had the opportunity to look at Mackenzie's clothes or see the clothes or anything. He's a liar. He sat right here in my front room and told me that he was in the room with Mackenzie at the Fayette County Memorial Hospital. He was in the room when Dr. Gay did the primary examination of Mackenzie. He was less than two inches away from my daughter's clothes. Never asked for the clothes to be held. Never asked for anything. And he was there. And why do I know he was there? Because when I told him that Dr. Gay removed my daughter's clothes and put them back on her because I thought that's what had happened, his exact words, no he didn't. No he didn't, Donald. All he did was he raised up her panties, looked down inside of them and set them back down. Flipped her over, picked up her panties, looked at her butt area, set them back down. That's what kind of examination they did. They didn't do a rape test on her. They didn't do a body temperature test on my daughter. They didn't remove the clothes when they had the clothes right there. They didn't do a single thing that you know is priority. See, there's a difference. I can understand if, like, the news came out and said, hey, there's a new wave of things, how we handle this, and this is stuff that's been going on way back years ago, man, years ago. And you were standing in the examination room while Dr. Gay was giving an examination of my daughter and and says, oh, she died of smoke. You got to be kidding me, Vernon. And listen, this is why Vernon Stanford should not be the sheriff of Fayette County. And if you guys don't understand it, he's playing everybody like a fool in this community. He's playing everybody like a fool because he's already got another job lined up in 2020. If we don't do something and we don't make a move on this, it's going to be somebody else's child laying in that hospital, and he's going to make sure that if it's somebody that he don't want to get in trouble, he's going to cover that son of a bitching case up. I proved it. I proved it. You know what, Vernon? I gave you opportunity. I left Vernon P. Stanford a message on his phone. I even exactly, my exact words was, Vernon, why won't you talk to me on my phone? Why won't you talk to me on a phone call? He won't even take my phone call. You're a coward, man. You're a coward. My little girl died for no reason. None at all. And you're a coward. You get to go home. You get to kiss your kids goodnight. Jesse Weed, you're a coward. You shouldn't be a prosecutor for Fayette County. You don't know your job. None of y'all know your job. Only thing you know what to do is find snitches that'll tell you where drugs are. That's all you care about in this county is drugs. That's it. You could care less that little 8-year-old girl suffered that night. You could care less. You care less. Because if you cared, you'd have done your job. I'm fed up, man. I'm fed up. So here's what I'm going to do, Vernon Stanford. I don't care if I'm the only person standing on that street corner. I am going to hold a press conference. I'm going to contact every news people in the state of Ohio, and I'm holding a press conference at the Fayette County Sheriff's Office. You, one way or another, are going to answer to your wrongdoing of my daughter's death. You, your wife, the prosecutor, and Ryan McFarland. I'm sick of it. I gave you all everything. Names, phone numbers. Everything. And you sat on it. You ain't done a fucking thing. Nothing. For Mackenzie Taylor. You ain't done nothing for her. You're a coward. You come here to my house, man. Walk in my house, sit in my chair with a smile on your face, man, and sit there and talk about the wrongdoings you did. Now, here's the other wrongdoing Vernon Stanford did. He told me exact words, and I swear this. I don't lie about nothing. He sat right there and told me that the mistake he made was he believed Dr. Gay, when Dr. Gay said that he believed she died of smoke, turned around and sent her to Montgomery County as an accidental fire. Then she got, because we didn't have a morgue here in Fayette County, she got sent to Montgomery County. Montgomery County, they didn't have nothing to do with her, so they waited on the funeral home to pick her up. And we all know that, because I got that evidence right here. Right here, I got that evidence where it shows what time she got picked up from Morrow's funeral home. Brought back to Fayette County, and then found out, oh, wait a minute, this is a murder. This is a murder case. Send her back to Montgomery County. You all purposely contaminated everything about this case. Everything. You contaminated everything. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. That is the God's honest truth about Vernon Stanford. That's exactly what he sat right here in my front room and told me. That's exactly what he said. And we're stupid. We're stupid enough to vote and put that son of a bitch in that chair. He ain't no law enforcement. He ain't law enforcement. He looks at nothing but his, I'll show you what he looks at. Oh, I don't have my wallet on me. That's what he cares about. The wallet in his back pocket. That's it. And another thing I know for a fact now, Joyce Stanford, his wife, was also in that fucking room with my daughter, in that examination room. That's why she gave the comments that she gave to Dr. Gay. I'm sick of it, man. Sick of it. And then you're going to come to my work, tell me my little girl's dead. She's over at the hospital, but you didn't want me to go over there. Yeah, I know why you didn't want me to go over there. Because you knew what you guys were doing. You knew what you were covering up. I'm sick of it, man. I'm so that close of going out to 62 and sitting out there at 62 at that pretty green house that he owns in his front yard and call the son of a bitch out in his yard and tell him to answer our questions of why that this case got so screwed up. So, tomorrow, I'm going live again tomorrow. See this right here? Every bit of this is going to get played. This is Jesse Weed, Ryan McFarland, the commissioners. Everything, every bit of this is going to get played. Everybody's going to hear exactly their excuses of why everything didn't get done the way it got done. Right here. This is their own voices. This is their own tapes of admitting to wrongdoing. From the prosecutor to the sheriff to the Ryan McFarland, the captain of Fayette County Sheriff's Office. I'm done. I'm done playing games with y'all. I'm done sitting here thinking, well, man, I wonder if they're going to do their job tomorrow. 30 days, man. 30 days. Right here. All these numbers, phone numbers, names. I gave to them. 30 days, man. 30 days. They sat on them. Ain't made the first phone call to a witness. Not the first phone call. It's unbelievable, people. Unbelievable that this sheriff of this county is that much of a coward. And he is. I'll call him a coward to his damn face. Because that's what he is. He's a coward. He's running behind the politicians. Political. You know what? You ain't got time to do your job on a murder case that you screwed up. But you got time to go give the Record Herald a story, and then in that story, call my pretty little baby girl an it. An it. You called her an it. That's how much respect you have for this case. You call my child an it. And then Ryan Carter, you fucking joke. You're a joke. I wish you would come to my house. You write it, you put it in the paper, you call my child an it. You know what? You ain't got the balls. Ain't none of you got the balls to knock on that door standing downstairs in my house. You ain't got the balls to knock on that door. But I'll tell you what, I got the balls to be at Fayette County Sheriff's Office. And I ain't going to tell you when I'm coming. I ain't going to give you a hint. I'm going to catch your car sitting there in the road, and you're going to have to come out to that car to go home. You're going to have to come out to that car to go home. And I'll be standing there with my cameras asking my questions. And I dare you to ignore me. I dare you. I dare you to ignore me. I don't have to take Vernon Stanford. Trust me. I don't lie about nothing. I don't lie about nothing. I know exactly what he said. You know what the difference? I can get on a lie detector test and I'll pass it exactly what he told me in my house. But I guarantee you, he won't get on a lie detector test and admit that he said it. You know, I got a 71-year-old mom. Sits there and waits for justice for her grandma. Or her granddaughter, sorry. Her granddaughter. My mom, man. I love her to death. I love my mom. Love all my kids. You know, and it's sad because there's people on my live feed, you know, that watch everything I say and everything so they can run back and tell Marianne and Kenny and all that. You know what? You're just as low life as she is. Why don't you get the balls? Here's the question. Why don't you get the balls? Come to 765 Petticord and ask me any question you want to ask me, and then you can go tell Marianne. Why watch my live feed and so you can share it with her? Why don't you come to my house, show your fucking face, and ask me what I got to say about my daughter's murder? Because I can tell you one thing I do know. Kenny, at 2:30, 3 o'clock on the afternoon of my daughter's fire, he bought a gas cans at TSC. I know Kenny and Marianne were at the bar the night of my daughter's fire between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. I know there was no smoke detectors in the house, that they were removed because they were there before. I know that Kenny left and got in the pickup truck, back the red pickup truck out into the middle of the road, Sat it in the middle of the road. Because see, I'm smart. I listen to all these witnesses, Vernon Stanford, and I put the dots together. You know, like I told you, Ryan, on the phone. All you got to do is talk to the witnesses and connect the dots. You don't care. You don't give a fuck. It ain't your kid. It's mine. But that's all right. But here's what you do. See, there was one witness that saw Marianne on the phone before the fire trucks got there. But she didn't make a 911 call at all. That bitch never, and that's why I'm calling her now, a bitch. That bitch never called 911 to tell 911 that her house was on fire and her baby was trapped. Okay? So, she's a bitch. That bitch was on a cell phone. That bitch handed the cell phone to Kenny because there's a witness that saw Kenny on the cell phone. That asshole, that fuckface, took that phone, ran down to save his little red pickup truck that he don't even have anymore. And when he got in the truck to back the red truck up out of the driveway and put it in the middle of the road to block the fire truck, that's when he laid Marianne's cell phone down in the front seat of the car, in the truck. But, you know, if they would have took time and collected phone records and seen who all Marianne called and who all Kenny called, then they would have known what calls were more important than 911 call. So, then we got, then he lied, didn't use the ladder. He's a fireman. He ain't a fireman. He put fire clothes on and acted like one, but he wasn't a fireman. He's a piece of shit. The real heroes are the ones that went in the house and got my baby girl out and didn't let her burn up. That's a fireman. So he didn't use the ladder. They waited 15 and 20 minutes till they told someone Mackenzie was in the house. And then William, the brother, failed to lie. I'm going to Kentucky. Trust me, I will be in Kentucky. And ain't nobody gonna know when I'm in Kentucky and when I'm gonna get there. But I'm gonna get to Kentucky. I'm going to find William Potter. I'm going to bring William Potter to Ohio. Guaranteed I will bring William Potter's ass to Ohio, where he murdered my daughter. See, that's another thing. See, the law, they got guidelines. They got books. They got rules to follow. Donald Branham don't. I don't have a fucking rule to follow. I don't have to do anything other than go wherever I want to go, bring whoever I want to bring back to Fayette County, and hold them accountable for the death of Mackenzie Taylor Branham. And that means Tip City too, because I ain't afraid to go to Tip City neither. When you do this to my little girl, see, that's what you did to my little girl. Right there. That's what you did to my little girl. Right there. She didn't deserve that, Vernon Stanford. But you know what? I tell you how much of a father I am. I tell you how much of a father I am. And I could. Sorry, everybody. Somebody's trying to contact me, interrupt my video. That's the way they are. I could see that right there. I could go and hug that. I could kiss that. That right there. I could kiss it. That's my baby. That's Mackenzie. I love her. I could hold her just like that right there. She is, and I could kiss her, and I could tell her I love her and everything else. But other people can't. Can't even look at those photographs. You know, but that's what I said there and said, you know, you got me worked up, Vernon Stanford. You got me worked up. And you don't want to do your job, so I'm going to do your job for you. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I'm going to get you off that friggin' sheriff's office. I don't care. You know, like I said, you don't have time. You don't have time to solve this case because you know you're involved. So you don't have time to solve it. Instead, you have time to put your little messages in the newspaper and your little picture in the newspaper with Donald Trump. You know what? Donald Trump kissed my ass too. He kissed my ass too. Because any president that would sign you to be president of all sheriff's office is I don't want it as a president of the United States. See, we all sent our messages to Donald Trump, and he ignored them too. Yeah, he ignored it. My president ignored that there was a death of a child that was covered up in Fayette County. You don't know what you're messing with. You don't know what you're messing with. And Ryan McFarland, you're a joke. If you call yourself a detective, you're a joke. You ain't a detective. If you was a detective, you do your damn job. You do your damn job. And here's another thing, Vernon Stanford. You know, you sat here and you told everybody in the newspaper, hundreds of witnesses you talked to. You're a liar. I did it. I did the background. You're a liar. You didn't talk to over 100 witnesses. You didn't spend thousands and thousands of dollars. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're lying to the community. And this community is tired of your lies. We're tired of them. You get caught every time in your lies. Every time. That little baby girl, man, went to bed that night scared to death because she knew something was going to happen to her. And you allowed it. Children's Services allowed it. Every son of a bitch person that works for Children's Services at the time of my daughters being molested, my kids being tortured, my kids being hurt, you're all pieces of shit in my eyes. All of you. All of you. And if it was my way, you ought to be taken out somewhere in the woods and beat the hell out of you for allowing trash in Tip City, trash in Kentucky, trash over there behind Bob Evans. Yeah, Jamie Potter, the one that, you know, messed with his own kid, and on top of that messed with my daughter, lives right over there behind Bob Evans in Commons Drive apartment. The first apartment, the first gray apartment. They're a joke. They're a joke. The other ones live in Green Oak, Kentucky. South Shore, Kentucky. Yeah. You're all a joke. Fucking joke. Like I said, tomorrow night, I will go live. I'm going to play these tapes. Everybody's going to hear exactly what these people said. And remember, when you go and stand in that toll booth and you vote, don't vote for these son of a bitches. Remember Mackenzie. Remember Mackenzie. Remember the other children in this county that have been hurt. And our Children's Services and our prosecutor and our sheriff's office didn't do anything about. The only thing I regret with my daughter's case is if that crime would have happened in courthouse. I believe the Washington Courthouse Police Department would have already solved this case. They would have already had somebody in jail for Mackenzie's death. That's the only thing I regret. And the lady that worked the bar that night, see, I was told she's Mary Ann's friend. I hope that you reach deep in your heart and think about, this is not about Mary Ann. This is not about Kenny. This is about Mackenzie. And you do the right thing, and you notify me, and you tell me you was working that night at the bar, and what time Mary Ann and Kenny left that bar. Like I said, man, they had 30 days to talk to these witnesses. I gave them everything, handed it right to them. And look what they did with it. Nothing. They're sitting over there, taking vacations, enjoying their family, visiting the president, you know. And here we got in this county, come next month, April 27th, will be 12 years. 12 years my little girl's been dead. And Ryan McFarland, see, I know now. I know now why you got mad and why you walked out of my garage, because I was blaming the sheriff's office and da-da-da-da. And you told me, you know, this ain't about you. This ain't about this. This is all about Mackenzie. Really? You lied. It ain't about Mackenzie because you ain't contacted one of these witnesses in 30 days. 30 days ain't contacted one witness. So how is that about Mackenzie? Explain that to me, Ryan McFarland. Explain to me how this is about Mackenzie Taylor Branham when you ain't done shit. Nothing. And just like the exhuming of Mackenzie, you're trying to keep that from me so I don't expose that. Da-da-da-da. But you didn't blame the sheriff when he exposed it and said there was nothing there. And I dare somebody call me a liar on that one because I played the tape. His exact words to my wife was, if the BCI would have had something, they would have already contacted us. I really don't believe there's anything there. Ain't it funny? That's what he said. He didn't believe there was anything there. But you know what? He said the same thing. His exact words was, on Channel 4 News, was, I don't believe I tampered with anything. I don't believe I covered anything up. I don't believe I did anything wrong. You just sat right there in my house, in my front room, and told me that you made a mistake when Mackenzie was sent to Montgomery County. You said you made a mistake for letting Detective Brown handle this case. You said you made a mistake because you was in the room with my daughter, with Dr. Gay, while he was doing an examination. So right there again, I proved, without a shadow of a doubt, Vernon Stanford lied to this community. Lied. He lied. And he's going around here, you know, calling the Record Herald, telling them, you know, let me tell my story, man. I got to get my story out before Channel 4 News gets here. You lied. I caught you. You lied. Admit it, Vernon, you're a liar. You lied to the community. I'm going to tell you why you don't want this solved. Because you know Marianne and Kenny or William or Jamie Potter is going to put your name in this case. And you don't want to face that fact. You don't want the community to know you're involved in a homicide. And you are. You are. Because you was right there in that examination room. Didn't ask for one thing to be done with Mackenzie. And you knew it was a murder. You knew it was a murder at that time. You knew the fire marshal was already contacted and on their way to that scene. You already knew it, and you already know that you automatically look at a fire as an arson and a homicide first. So why would you even listen to Dr. Gay? Why would you even accept his answer? Because within 2.5 hours, and I got the documents, you knew it was a murder. You knew it. So why didn't you? Oh, because your wife was in there. And who is your wife? Who is she? Oh, she's a preacher? She ain't a preacher. Somebody that preaches the word of God doesn't lie. They don't lie. A true, honest preacher doesn't lie, Vernon. They don't go and preach the gospel. First thing your wife, Joy Stanford, ought to do is remember what the 10 Commandments are. And one of them is, thou shalt not lie. And she lied. Lied. Made a statement that she knew nothing about. Nothing at all. Lied. So, now since you rocked my boat, and you got me all fired up here, Vernon Stanford, all hell is coming loose in Fayette County in front of the sheriff's office. The media, the people, I'll pack the streets with people. I'll pack the street. If I gotta pay for people to come to stand there and protest, I will pack the streets. You barked up the wrong tree. I gave you every opportunity to do the right thing. I gave you every opportunity to do the right thing, and you failed me. You failed me, and you failed Mackenzie. That little girl, you failed. You failed her big time. Big time. I told you, I will sell everything I own to take this town down for my daughter's death. And I meant it. I meant it. You barked up the wrong... And Jesse Weed, you know what? You don't want to answer my phone calls. You want to lie. That's another one, see? He lied to his own secretary. Got them to lie. He made his own secretary lie and tell me that he went home for the day. As soon as I walk out of his door in the courtroom, here he comes down the steps. Oh, Donald Branham. Oh. Yeah. Getting caught in your lies, man. Every one of you getting caught in your lies. Every one of you. I wouldn't vote for one of you son of a bitches ever again in my life. Ever again. I told you. Mackenzie's army is coming. I told you that. Mackenzie's army was coming. That's my baby girl. And 12 years, I've dealt with stuff. 12 years I put up with your bullshit. And Fayette County let Mackenzie Taylor down. And now I'm tired. I'm done. I'm done. And the news media, you need to pay attention to this. It's going to be one hell of a story. One hell of a story. You'd be dumb not to jump on this story. I've got everything. You could take everything I got and write one hell of a story. One hell of a book. Whatever it takes. So, while those pieces of shit sit in Tip City and sleep at night and love on each other, you know, knowing that somebody killed my baby girl, and the little son of a bitch in Kentucky, William Potter, yeah, he's a coward too. He's a pussy. Sorry for my language, but he is. He's a pussy. He is. That's why he's still in Kentucky hiding in the woods. But everybody can be found. That I can guarantee you. You can be found. I'm done. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with the lies. I'm done being calm. I'm done being, let's keep Donald Branham's mouth shut. I'm tired. I'm done. You son of a bitches owe me so much money, it's unreal. Unreal. You want to talk about money? You owe me. You owe me. Fayette County owes me. For every mistake they made. For everything they try to cover up. For every hour I spent searching for the murderers of my daughter. See, that's the thing. I always said 3 people were involved in Mackenzie's death from the get-go. I've never changed my story. I've never changed my mouth. I've never done anything. I went forward. I searched. I knocked on doors. I talked to people. I communicated with this community. I involved this community. Because, see, that's what I told you, Vernon. That's what you don't understand. When Mackenzie died, a lot of people that affected in Fayette County, a lot of these kids went to school with her. These school teachers. Everybody loved that little girl. But you and your wife. Because you lied. You've lied and lied and lied. And the Potter family, y'all can kiss my ass. Every fucking one of you can kiss my ass. Because you all know the truth. See, that's the thing. The Potters know the truth. They know what happened that night. But they don't want to put 2 of their kids away in prison. See, so, you know, like little Mary Potter, her comment to me in my driveway. Oh, well, Mackenzie was only here 8 years. You know, Mary Ann's been here 30-something years. You know what? You're going to eat those words, bitch. You're going to eat those words. You will eat those words. Guarantee you, you're going to eat those words. Because till I take my last breath, I'm going to put Mary Ann and Kenny and William and Jamie away. And anybody that knew what happened that night If I know that you knew, you're going down too for knowing and holding it. Yeah, the good old boys can kiss my ass. That good old boys, they can kiss my ass. This is the new boy. The old boys can kiss my ass. I ain't afraid of them. I ain't afraid of them. Everybody already knows, man. I've already had, let's see, a hit on my head. I've already had people tell me this was going to happen to me. This was going to happen to me. It ain't going to stop me. It ain't going to stop. Because here's the thing. If I die, I'm with my little angel. But I guarantee you, everybody's going to know why I'm not here no more. Everybody's going to know why whatever happened to me happened. I told you already 10,000 million times, I ain't quitting. I ain't giving up. I will fight the sheriff's office. I will fight them. I don't care. You're the law. Oh, well. You know, the old saying, I fought the law and the law won. It ain't going to happen here. I fought the law and Mackenzie's army won. That's what's going to be the new song. I fought the law and the army, Mackenzie's army won. So that's what's going to happen here. And I guarantee you, when everybody hears these tapes, and they all hear your voices on there, and what you're saying to me, and what you're admitting that you knew that was wrong, but you didn't do nothing about it, including you, Jesse Weed, the prosecutor. You know, see, that's the funny part. Y'all don't understand that. You get voted in. That's how you have a job. And we can vote you out just as fast as we voted you in. There is laws, there is guidelines, and there is paperwork that can get your ass out of there. So, since you didn't want to do anything for my daughter, and since you didn't want to do your job, and since I had to do it for you, I'm going to do another job. Whatever it takes. I don't care if I have to have Channel 6 News on my side every day in front of that sheriff's office and that courthouse. I'm going to. I'm going to have them there, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to speak the truth. And that goes for you too, Ryan Carter. I am going to have the news media, and we're going to be at the Record Herald. Ain't it funny? The Record Herald is going to be on the news because you're going to explain why in the hell that you stooped so low in putting that article in the newspaper and calling my beautiful, precious daughter, Mackenzie Taylor Branham, an it. You called her an it. So you're going to explain in front of the media. Or you can run and hide. You know, that's the thing about Fayette County. We got a lot of hiders. They like to hide when the media's around. You know, unless it's something good for them, you know, then it's all right to put it in the newspaper or put it on the news, you know, if it benefits for them, you know, and that's all that matters. But I can tell you one thing right now. Mackenzie's army is the strongest army there is. It is. It's a strong army. And we stretch, Mackenzie's army stretches all over the world. All over the world. From Canada to the bottom tip of Florida. We're everywhere. Mackenzie's army is everywhere. That is the strongest army. And we all believe in the truth. We all believe in justice. We all believe in God, Jesus. That's why we're winning this war. We're winning. Because I can tell you why we're winning. You're not doing your job because you're afraid. You're hiding. You're cowards. And I'm going to find out where every single one of you live. Because the way I'm going to do this, since you didn't want to do your job, Ryan McFarland, Vernon Stanford, Jesse Weed, since y'all didn't want to do your job, I'm going to come to y'all's houses and I'm going to do a live feed at your house. I'm going to interrupt your life like you interrupted my life for 12 years. I'm going to interrupt your life. I'm going to do live feeds at every one of y'all's houses. Live feeds. And either you can come out and face the music, or you can hide behind your windows, or you can call the law and have me removed, whatever you want. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I know the law. I know it's not against the law to protest. And I know you got to be certain distance away from certain things. See, I looked it all up before I do this. I made sure that I could do this. So I'm going to interrupt your family's life. I'm going to, if I see you at Kroger's, I'm going live. If I see you at Walmart, I'm going live. If I see you on the street, I'm going live. Every time I see you, I'm going live. Every time I see one of you three anywhere, I'm going live. And I don't care. I'm going to expose your family, your everything. I don't care. I don't care. You didn't care about Mackenzie. I don't care about your family. So every time I see you, I'm exposing you. We're going live. Every time, you guys. Every time. So that is the promise. Every time I see Vernon Stanford, every time I see Joyce Stanford, every time I see Jesse Weed, every time I see Ryan McFarland, we go live. We go live, and I'll ask questions. Every time. That's how you do it. That's how we're going to get it done. Get Brian, Donald. Who's Brian? You know what? You guys, please, don't worry about these people. You know what? These people that get on here, and they make these fake accounts, and they try to get on there and run their mouth. They're cowards, too. They're cowards. Usually it's somebody, you know, Mariana Kinney or somebody, you know, the Mossbarger family knows, or somebody, the Potters. They're cowards. They're cowards. You know, I've never had to make a fake account. Never did. Never made one. Never had to. If you don't like me, oh well, you don't like me. So, I'm not worried about Brian. He's a coward. That's a coward. Trust me, they're cowards. So, like I said, Mackenzie's army is coming. We're going to be strong. We're going to fight this. I got all this CDs and tapes and everything to play. And everybody gets to hear all the stories. Well, don't make a joke, Brian. Then Brian Snellings. Then you know this ain't a joke place to be. This is about my little girl. This is about my little girl that was murdered and set on fire. All right, so. Well, I can call you a coward if I want to call you a coward. I can give you my address. I can give you my phone number. It don't matter to me. So, like I said, we're going to move forward on this. And every time I see one of them, I'm going to go live. I always carry my phone with me. So, it'll be a live video. I'm going to interrupt their lives. Thank you, Brian. I accept your thank you. So, like I said, see you guys. He apologized. Brian apologized. You guys, he didn't understand what was going on here. That's what I said. All right. So, like I said, you guys, we're going to go live. I'm going to interrupt their life. Their lives like they interrupted mine. 12 years, my life's been interrupted because of the sheriff's office, because of people not doing their jobs. So, the next 12 years, I'm going to interrupt their lives. I expose them. That's the best way, is to expose everything they're doing, everything they lie about, every time they treat a family wrong, every time, you know, every time they do anything, we're going to expose them. Now, April 27th, like I said, is my daughter's 12-year anniversary of her death. I am going to do something at the cemetery. It'll be on the weekend. I don't know when exactly. Come on out, Marianne and William. I got something for you this time when you come and visit. So bring your asses on out there to Fayette County. Come on in there. I dare you. I'm daring. This time I'm daring. So you got away with it last time because the sheriff's office had somebody videoing to make sure I didn't do anything, illegal, so they could arrest me. That's how the sheriffs are. They set me up so that I could do something wrong at my daughter's memorial when we exhumed her. And they had a guy hiding in a truck filming everything, put cones down through there so that no one blocked the view and everything. And then little Mr. William Potter and Mary Ann showed up. But I got you this time. I got you all this time. I dare you to show up. So you bit off more than you could chew this time. You put me over that deep end. And like I said, my health's not the best. My health is going down. And I've been trying to take care of, my kids and my wife and get my life back together and fix up the house and stuff. And I'm about there. But like I said, I took time out to call these witnesses tonight and found out that nobody's talked to them, not even asked them nothing, not even one question. And so you show me what you're going to do, and now I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And tomorrow, like I said, it's going to be a long live feed. Like I said, there's 3 CDs and there's 3 cassette tapes, and they're Dr. Mesker, Ryan McFarland, Jesse Weed, the commissioners, 2017 commissioners, 2017 commissioners, 2014. And you can see what I'm asking for, what's been going on. And if we get time, we get around to it or whatever, here's some more. That's what I said. I got so much to share with the public, the community that stands behind Mackenzie's justice. Like I said, it would have took you 5 minutes to get off the phone with me and make your first call to one of those witnesses. And Holly, I don't know what time, probably about 7 o'clock, so that it's early enough because I know people work the next day. But it would have took you 5 minutes to get off the phone with me, make a phone call to the first witness that I gave you, set it up, leave them a message, anything. And you didn't do it. And you had 30 days. 30 days to call these people. And you didn't do it. So, also what I'm going to probably try to do tomorrow, if Sean's around, because Sean's my video guy, I'm also going to lay out everything on my boards. And here's what I want to do. This is what I want to do tomorrow too, you guys. If I can get some help. I'm gonna pick 12 people. And what I want to do is take 12 people as the jury. And out of those 12 people, I'm going to come in and I'm going to present Mackenzie's case to 12 people. And I need 12 people, if we can find them, hopefully tomorrow on my live feed, that doesn't know anything about Mackenzie's story. Or, the less amount knows about it. And what I want to do is I want to present it just like a prosecutor would present it. And then I want that jury of 12 people that I pick to say, yes, they're guilty, or no, they're not guilty. I'm going to figure out how to do that, but I'm going to do it. And I want people to watch it, hear everything, all the testimony. Brian, I'll take you, Brian, if you come in tomorrow, because I know you don't know much about the story. And Brian, you'd be a good one. And but I want to get 12 people, and that way I can do this. I'm going to present it just like a prosecutor would. I'm going to show Jesse Weed how to prosecute a murder case. And I'm going to get on there, and then when I want this 12 people to say, yay, I don't, or no, they're guilty, or, you have enough. And we're going to start with Mary Ann and Kenny William. We're going to go through everything that I have, all the details. 7 o'clock tomorrow, Brian. 7 o'clock p.m. And then we'll go through everything I've got in this notebook, everything I've collected. The witnesses will go over their statements of what they saw, what they seen. I'll listen to everything. I just want to see how this will turn out. But also, like I said, I'm gonna go over everything tomorrow and talk a little bit about my daughter. So tomorrow about 7 o'clock p.m. I'm gonna go live. We'll start it then, and there at the end, after I do some things and stuff at the end, then we'll go ahead and I'll play all these tapes so everybody can hear the tapes. These are the people, you know, that have Mackenzie's case in their hands right now. And then I'll ask everybody after we listen to everything, I go over everything, that Vernon, all the stuff that everybody's been involved. We also will see how many of y'all think that they should no longer be on this case. I know probably 100 of y'all already going to say they shouldn't be on it. But I'm just sick of it all. I'm ready to take down Fayette County. They had opportunity after opportunity. I've met, you guys know, I've done a live feed in the commissioner's office. I've done it. I mean, they've had opportunity to make this right, and they didn't do it. They had 12 years to make this right. Even the whole year of 2017, when all the community and me, when we were all working together on this so hard, and we started collecting everything and getting everything, they had the opportunity from January of 2018 until now to even get with me and go through everything that we have and make it right. And they didn't make it right. They didn't make it right. And that just tells me they don't care. They don't care what happened to Mackenzie Taylor Branham. And if they don't care what happened to my little girl that was innocent, 8 years old, beautiful, would do anything for anybody, do you honestly believe they care about anybody else in this community? They don't. And I don't want this to happen to somebody else's family. I don't want somebody else to go through what I went through for 12 years. I don't want somebody to sit back and have to solve their own child's death. I want people to be able to trust in the authority and them doing their job instead of trying to make fame and putting themselves in the newspaper with Donald Trump. And like I said, when you try to make yourself famous and you're not, I'm going to expose you. I told you I would expose you. So tomorrow night's going to be a good night. It's going to be a big one. A lot of stuff's going to come out. I've held some stuff from you guys. There was a reason I did that. Because like I said, anyone that's been following me from day one knows every time I do a live feed, I try to show the evidence to back up what I'm saying and what I'm accusing. I don't like to get on here and say this is what's going on and not have that part of that in my corner. I don't like to lie to the community, don't want to lie to the community. I want the community to understand that and trust me and understand me and understand what happened to Mackenzie. Mackenzie, like I said, is everything in this world, you guys, to me. She left behind 4 brothers, and 2 sisters. And every day they got to grow up without their sister. And every day they got to watch their dad fight this and watch my health go down. And I try to take a break and get away from this a little bit just to get my health back up. And I couldn't get away from it. The puzzle's right there. And I think by tomorrow night, I think after we get everything done and everything said, I think everybody's going to be able to connect the dots, and we're all going to know exactly who did this, who took little Mackenzie's life, and why they took her life. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm hoping tomorrow that everybody will help me by throwing out questions. Sean just said he'll be here. I know his wife will be here. She'll be able to read the questions, because you guys, ask questions so fast that way as I'm explaining stuff. Tomorrow night, it's going to be about Mackenzie. Tomorrow night, we're going to connect the dots. If anybody that is a witness to the fire that wants to, you remember something else, please send me a message or bring it up during the live feed tomorrow night. Anybody's got any questions that might might stop me and make me think of different. I want everything thrown at me tomorrow. We're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to put this together. We're going to connect the dots together. And then I'm going to set up a meeting with the commissioners on Monday. And I'm also, like I said, I'm not going to let Vernon Stanford know when I'm coming to the sheriff's office, but I am coming. And when I come, like I said, it's going to be a press conference. Every news media, I'm contacting them all. I want everybody else to contact the news media. Call Channel 12, Channel 2, Channel 7, Channel 6, Channel 10, Channel 4, Channel 2, 12, Cincinnati. I mean, I want them all. As many news media as we can get there. And I want to present everything to that news media in front of the sheriff's office exactly why that man that bought the gas cans at 2:33 o'clock the day of the fire is not behind bars and held for the arson alone and charged for the murder of Mackenzie. I want to know why Marianne and Kenny were at the bar at between 9:30 and 10 o'clock that night of the fire. Who was at that house watching my little girl? If nobody was at that house watching my little girl and she can't give a name, then she needs to be charged for 6 charges, and I'll name all 6 of them tomorrow night of what they need to charge her with. And they need to take their sorry asses to Tip City, and they need to bust down a door, and they need to go in there, and they need to put handcuffs on 2 people, and they need to bring their asses to Fayette County and hold them accountable for the death of Mackenzie. And then they need to send the U.S. Marshals to Kentucky, South Shore, Kentucky, and bring that little weasel's ass back to Fayette County and put his ass in that cell. And they need to get off their asses, and they need to take the circumstantial evidence that we have, and they need to take the other witnesses we have, and they need to take the facts, and they need to walk in that courtroom, and they need to put 3 people away. It ain't hard to do. The only reason you're not doing it is because of one reason only, and that is because you're afraid your name's going to get thrown in there, and you're going to go down. Everybody knows that Marianne is a bitch. Everybody knows that Marianne is going to sell everybody under the bus the day they put the handcuffs on her. She will sell everybody under the bus. That bitch is scared to death of prison life. She will put you under the bridge. So if you're smart, you'll beat her to the punch. You'll go in there and you'll tell the sheriff exactly what happened that night. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Marianne will sell everybody under the bus and take the plea bargain, and she'll get lesser time. So if you're going to know what happened that night, and you're going to sit there and allow her to beat you to the punch, then that's your fault. It's your fault for what she does to you. I know this bitch. I know how she works. I know the crookedness of her. I'm telling you right now, do what I said. Turn her ass in. Tell what you know. Tomorrow night's the best time. Put it out there. And any of you Mossbargers that are watching this and running over to Kenny to tell him everything, fine and I don't give a rat's ass. You don't scare me neither. I've told you once, Kenny, Brad Mossbarger, I'll whoop your ass. And I say I whoop your ass, I will whoop your ass. And if your daddy and your mama is involved and that Marianne's telling the truth, that she contacted you all and you all came there and you knew that child was in that house and you left like a coward, you ought to be charged for my daughter's death too. So, bottom line is, Brad Mossbarger, Kenny Mossbarger, any of you, I'll beat your ass. Promise you, I will whoop your ass. I'll whoop it. I'll take the day in jail. I'll whoop your ass. If you ever approach me again in Walmart, Brad Mossbarger, and run your mouth to me, I will knock the 400 pounds off your ass. Guaranteed, I will beat your ass. ass. So, like I said, tomorrow night is the night. We're done playing Fayette County. Mackenzie's Army, strong. Mackenzie's Army, strong. It will be strong. Matter of fact, let's show Fayette County how strong Mackenzie's Army is. Everybody put the hearts across there for Mackenzie. And I love your little smiley faces. Must be a Mossbarger. You're going to get your ass whooped if you come around me. Guarantee you that. Hearts for Mackenzie.
Didn't know today would be our last, but then I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb, I can't feel anymore. Praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long.
Mackenzie's Army. Mackenzie's Army, strong.
There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Always made my troubles feel so small, and you were always there to catch me when I fall. In a world where heroes come and go, where God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, saying hallelujah. I'm just jealous of the angel around the throne tonight.
Thank you, y'all, for the hearts for Mackenzie's Army. I can tell you one thing, you know, I've said this before, and you guys, the sheriff, Ryan McFarland, you're not better than anybody else in this county. You put your pants on just like everybody else does, one leg at a time. You're not better than anybody in this town. Jesse Weed, you know, with your suits and ties and everything. You're not better than anybody in this town. All I know is this town is tired. This town is tired of your bullshit. And it's us, the people. It's Mackenzie's Army that's going to make those changes. Like I said, I am tired of not just my little girl, but every time you turn on the news, every time you open up a newspaper, every time you get on Facebook, you see where somebody's hurt a child and they've done something to that child. And everybody sits back and says, man, you know, why ain't they doing this? Why ain't they doing that? We're the ones that's got to push it. We're the ones that's got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, man. What the? I don't know. I don't know who this Ronald Mock is. I don't understand what you're trying to say. What's that say? Every day you see it, and it's wrong. They need death for being so cruel. Anthony Rose. And like I said, you know, we're the ones that got to make the changes. You know, that's just like the incident down there in Florida and these schools where kids are committing suicide and everything else, man. It's got to stop, man. It's got to stop. And we're the only ones that can make those changes. And, you know, we got to quit giving in to the political people. And that's our problem. We keep giving in to them, and they're the ones running the country, and they're ruining us. And they're ruining our children. Our children have no future. And, you know, they think because they're political and they're politicians or whatever, they have pull and they have people that can do this for them and everything else. I'm going to tell you the truth, man. A lot of your political people are crooked. They're crooked people. They're crooks. They get in there, they tell the people what they want you to hear, and then they do the opposite of what they tell you they're going to do. 99% of them do that. And I'm sick and tired of seeing kids suffer. I'm sick and tired of seeing kids suffer like my little baby girl. You know, what happened to her that night, that case should have never went 3 months. Never should have went 3 months without a charge. And here we are, next month, 12 years. And I know that they're going to come to me and they're going to say that I screwed this up, or everything was contaminated, mistakes were made, there's nothing we can do. Yes, there is. And I ain't done yet. Like I said, the biggest thing I'm going to do, and I hope and pray to God that everybody that watches my live feeds that live in Fayette County can be there. I'm going after the wrongful death suit on Mariana Kinney. If Fayette County don't want to do the murder, then we're going to do it this way. We're going to prove what I can prove. And I guarantee you, with the evidence I have and everything I've done, I can prove negligence of the mother. I can prove negligence of the boyfriend. So, if that's the way it ends up going, sorry for your loss, Jessica. Like I said, if y'all remember John Walsh, same thing. He ended up taking his son murder, and he went after everything. That man did exactly what I'm doing. And he went after her, and look where he is today. That man went after her and went to look for what happened to his kid. Not always can you trust law enforcement. They're not all bad, but they're not all good neither. It's a 50-50 there. And like I said, that's my child. I paid for her to be born. I paid for her to be buried. I have more rights to her than the Fayette County Sheriff's Office does. And if they don't like it, then do your job. If you don't want to do your job, then hand it over to somebody that will. And if Vernon can sit there and say that he shouldn't have never put Detective Brown on this case, that was a mistake, then he should have turned around. He should have turned around by now, 12 years later, and handed it to somebody that would have done their job. So because of that, I'm going to expose them. They cannot blame what happens tomorrow on me. They are the ones that flip my hands to do what I'm going to do tomorrow night. Plain and simple. They caused it, not me. So, like I said, tomorrow's going to be a good night. A lot of stuff's going to come out. A lot of stuff's going to be exposed. They don't like it. Oh well. Get over it. 12 years, I've suffered. 12 years, my family suffered. 12 years, this community suffered. And 12 years, my daughter hasn't got to rest in peace. So, tomorrow, like I said, we're going to do a new thing here tomorrow. Hopefully I can get that jury. People that hasn't watched the story, don't know much about the story. I'll pick 12 people. I'll present it with my evidence and what's been out there. And we'll see where we go. Thank you, Anthony Rose. So, like I said, please follow me tomorrow, and we're gonna win this. I promise we'll win this. I'm not gonna give up. I heard car doors. Probably the Fayette County Sheriff's Office sitting out in front of my house. Sean will be here tomorrow to film it so I can get up and explain and show things. We'll go through this. I appreciate everybody coming in tonight and watching the live feed to see what was going on. Like I said, I had to tell what Vernon sat here and told me in my front room and what he lied about in the newspaper, because he told a lot of lies in the newspaper. And now let's see if he answers. Let's see if he calls the Record Herald and gives another story. Since the Record Herald only likes to write Vernon Stanford's story and only tell you what Vernon Stanford wants the community to hear. So thank you guys tonight for watching. Mackenzie loves everybody. I love you guys. I'm going to work on some more things tonight. Make sure that this is pretty good tomorrow. Like I said, man, my mom's 71 years old. I love her to death. She would love to see justice for her granddaughter. And before anything happens to her. And I got a few things to take care of. Like I said, my health's not that great. But I'll get it back. I'll get my strength back. And I'll be ready to fight. And I love all you guys. Thanks, Pam. And God bless all y'all. You guys have a good night, man. Do me a favor tonight. You can shoot hearts for Mackenzie. And also take time out. Walk over there, man. Grab a hold of your babies. Hug them. Give them a big, gigantic kisses and tell them you love them. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. say prayer with them. A lot of these kids, you know, we don't see our children anymore saying prayer, and I think prayer is a good thing. Mackenzie always said her prayers at night. She would call me on the phone and say her "Now you lay me down to sleep" prayer with me on the phone and stuff. And like I said, just kiss your babies and tell them you love them. And even you fathers out there, man, kiss your kids, man. Hug them. Tell them you love them, man. Don't ever be ashamed as a man to tell your child you love them. I don't care if they're a boy or a girl. Tell them you love them. I tell my kids every time I see them I love them. Yeah, they get embarrassed. Yeah, they laugh about it. But I tell them I love them because you never know, like I said, what tomorrow could bring. And we need more fathers out there to tell their kids they love them, man. Not, you know. And so, Maria Smith, you don't know much about my story. So tomorrow, if you want to come in, and my live feed will be at 7 o'clock. I can pick you as a jury, and you can watch the film. And any of y'all out there that's on Mary Ann's side that thinks this mother's so innocent, you're more than welcome to watch my live feed. They always say you can't never change a devil's heart, but I believe you can. So any of y'all out there that believe Mary Ann's story of how sad she was and what she went through, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do, because I know Mary Ann's watching. So here's what I'm going to do. Mary Ann, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm inviting you, Mary Ann. I'm inviting you to my house. I'm inviting you to go live. I'm inviting you to tell your story in front of me and the community. We're going to invite you. We're going to invite you to come and do a live feed. I'll hold my tongue. I'm inviting you because we do still have 2 sons together. And so I'll bite my tongue. And I'm inviting you to my house. The live feed's at 7 o'clock. You're more than welcome to come. Tell your story of what happened that night, why you didn't do the things you should have done as a mother. We all would like to hear another story. I'm not joking. I'm being serious. You know, we didn't have no problems before Mackenzie died. So I'm inviting you. Everybody would like to see it. How about thumbs up if everybody would like to see Mary Ann come to my house and tell her story? How about, can we get thumbs up for Mary Ann to come to my house tonight or tomorrow night, 7 o'clock? Let's give her a thumbs up. Let's show our appreciation for the mother, and let's get her to come here tomorrow night, and we want to hear her story. We want you to tell your story. We also I would like for you to explain to me, because we've heard some of your stories, all right, and tomorrow we'll play some more of your stories. But we like for you to come, and also we would like to know who you think did this, who you think killed our daughter, and who you think tried to kill you and your boyfriend if supposedly you were asleep that night in your bed. Look at the thumbs, Mary Ann. Look at them. Everybody wants to hear it. So that way, because I know if I go to your house, you'll call the law. So I'm inviting you into my home. You have the right to your story. You have the right to tell what you believe happened that night in Mackenzie. So I'm going to give it to you. Open heart, open arms. Mackenzie's Army wants to hear it. We all would like for you to come here. No, we don't care. Well, I'll bury the hatchet right now. You come, you tell your story to everybody. We want to hear it. Go live with me. If you were the other parent and somebody killed both parents' child, you would think both parents would work together on finding out who killed their child. So I'm going to act like that father. We're going to act like this just happened yesterday. I want you, Mary Ann, with all my open heart and arms, and I want you to come to my house, and we're going to sit down. I've got somebody that'll film it. We'll sit down side by side. I want to hear your story. I want you to tell us exactly what happened that night. I want you to tell me what you did, what you tried to do, who you called, where you went after, where. We all want to hear it. We want to see. I would like to just see you come and cry. I would like to see one tear fall out of your eye for our daughter. So Mackenzie's here. She's not going nowhere. She's present. We can look at all this together, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna invite you. I'm inviting you, Marianne Branham, because she still has my last name. Please come to 765 Petticoat Avenue, 7 o'clock. We're willing to listen to your story, and we want to hear what you got to say. And I promise you, I'll let you tell your story. Maybe we can work together and figure this out. So I'm gonna give you that opportunity. I invited you. We'll see what happens. All right, everybody. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll see. She shows up. If she shows up, she's gonna tell her story. We'll give her that. We'll give her that opportunity to tell her story. And then I also, Vernon Stanford, you're more than welcome to come. Ryan McFarland, you're more than welcome to come. Jesse Weed, you're more than welcome to come. I would like to have a house full of people in here. And let me ask the questions. Just let me ask you what went wrong. I would like for everybody to be in one room live. And let me ask you what's wrong. I mean, you went on the news, Channel 4 News. You've been on Channel 4 News. You've been on the newspaper. So you're willing to go in front of the public and tell stuff. So I'm inviting all y'all to my house tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I mean, let's do it. Let's do one big, hey, Dr. Phil. Come on. You all come to my house, 7 o'clock tomorrow, p.m. We'll all sit down. We'll all talk. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to sit down and ask my questions. You all explain what went wrong. You all explain, Marianne, you explain what happened that night. So, Marianne, I'm inviting you. Vernon Stanford, I'm inviting you. Ryan McFarland, I'm inviting you. Jesse Weed, I'm inviting you. So, the door's open. I'm inviting you all. I'll bite my tongue. I'll let you all discuss your discussions. And then I'll ask my questions for the community. And then, while we're live, the community probably has questions to ask too. So we'll take time out and we'll let the community ask some questions too. So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, I'll see everybody. Hopefully the ones I invited show up, and we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and Jamie Potter and William Potter. Y'all are welcome too. I forgot about them. I'll even send you some money for bus fare from Kentucky, or gas money, whatever. I'll make sure if you want to come, hit me up. I don't hide my face. I don't hide nothing. Everything's public. So you can hit me a private message and say, hey, I need gas money. I'll come. I'll send it. I'll send the gas money. See what happens. I can tell you what's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I invited everybody to my house, live feed. Let's do it. If you don't, then that's your problem. I'm going to go on through and do what I'm going to do tomorrow night. Thank you, you guys. I love every one of you. Mackenzie loves you guys. Mackenzie's Army strong. Thank you. You guys have a good night.